Welcome to our show, A Day in Miami podcast. And today we have, I feel like we always say this, but it is a special guest. It's just we get really good guests, you know. And we have President of the Miami Marlins, Caroline O'Connor.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Caroline, for those people who may not know who you are, explain to them a little bit about your history and you as a person and your field.
Yeah, so like you said, I'm the president of the Miami Marlins, your hometown baseball team. And I've been with the Marlins for going on my 8th season now, and 2nd season as president. So in my role, I have a really fortunate role of being able to oversee, all of our revenue areas, all of the corporate center areas of the team, work with our community, work with our fans, really have a lot of fun and a varied and interesting day every day.
Yeah, and we're actually on the cusp of the new season right now.
Yes.
So at this point in time right now, what is that your main focus is right now? What are we getting ready? How's the season looking?
We're getting ready.
Get right into it. Everyone's excited for the season.
We're getting ready for opening day. In the background, you can see beautiful Lone Depot Park. And in between every season, we've got new and exciting things for our fans. So we're getting the ballpark ready with new exciting concessions, new partners that have joined us, getting our field ready. And we're really excited to welcome all the fans in. So next week, we're going to have an exhibition game against the New York Yankees on Tuesday, March 25th. And then Thursday, March 27th, we have our opening day, which is against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
That's huge. And the people always get riled up for Yankees-Marlins games.
There's usually more Yankee fans out there than Miami Marlins fans, right? Because we got a lot of people that moved here.
Yeah. But
need to get their fix.
In the Dolphins games, you see it too. You see a lot of Buffalo fans more than Miami fans sometimes,
We love sports fans.
Yeah.
We love people coming out and celebrating and enjoying with their families. So whatever kind of fans, we love them to come out. And, it's always a fun day at Lone Depot
the ballpark's
Park.
always nice. It's open. It's a great hang. It's a good time. It's actually relatively easy to park and get in there, at least for me personally, The Amaret Bank area is phenomenal too, The sweet area there. I love hanging out there. I think one of the biggest news you have right now is Sandy's coming back.
Yeah, Sandy's coming back. So we've seen him up at spring training. So the guys are up in Jupiter right now finishing up spring training. And Sandy looks great. So Sandy, our Cy Young winner, he was out last year recovering. But he's back and he's ready to go. And Sandy is a competitor. So he's really excited to be back and ready to get at it.
And you got a new manager.
And we have a new manager, yes. So Clayton McCullough is our new manager. So he came over this year. He was previously the first base coach for the Dodgers. So he's got a nice World Series ring that he showed up to camp with. But that's
inspirational, right?
That's a lot of
yes. He's been a great addition and just really hands-on with the guys up at camp, and it's been wonderful. We had a season ticket member picnic up in Jupiter this past weekend, and Clayton got to meet a lot of our fans, and it was a great experience for him to meet, the people that we know so well.
Yeah, no, when you have a coach that comes in with championship, a pedigree, it's a different mindset.
Yeah, he knows what good looks like, and he's just a great guy.
That's important.
And let's take a step back, though. You didn't start out in baseball. Why don't you tell the listeners what was your path to Major League Baseball and president of operations?
Yeah, I always say I have a non-traditional path, but throughout my career, I was kind of putting things in my toolbox that would help me to get somewhere like this. So I was actually working up in New York in banking about 8 years ago, was presented with this unique and special opportunity to join the Miami Marlins. And so I came down here with Bruce Sherman, our owner. And we've had a lot of fun over these past 8 years, really getting to know Miami, becoming part of the community, and, putting this organization together.
But you had to have a love for baseball some way along the way.
Definitely, yeah. So I grew up in a sports household and always loved baseball. And, it's really special to be able to spend my days this way now and bring my own family into the circle.
Did you play when you were young? Or?
I played softball.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
that's a great sport. My daughter played softball, too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It shows you a lot about camaraderie, and that's big time. Even in business, you end up taking that with you down the line.
Teamwork's a great lesson for life.
Yeah.
And not to get into the insight of Bruce Sherman, but what's his vision for the Miami Marlins with this new manager and the future ahead?
Bruce is a competitor at his core. He's had 2 tastes of the postseason in our 7 years here, and he wants to bring home that trophy. So we're going to keep building this organization and putting a team together that the community can be proud of, but also that can take us all the way there.
Yeah. So I told a couple of friends of mine that I was coming on here, right? And I had a couple of questions made. They were like, my grandfather, just so you have a story, was a diehard Marlins fan. I would come home every day. He would be sitting in his couch, and he speaks Spanish, and he would watch Marlins games every day. I saw both World Series wins with him. He passed away a couple of years ago, but it's something that whenever I see him, whenever I see the Marlins logo, I remember him hanging out there. And he loved the Marlins to the death of him. He watched every game throughout the season. We saw what happened at the end of the season where a lot of people were like traded away, whether some were fan favorites or some were not. A lot of fans had questions about like some of the moves that were made, etc. What do you have a message to them? To, like, is there a strategy that we're trying to get to, to those fans that are maybe don't watch baseball 24/7, but they're just casual fans and they like the team and they want to go to some games? What can they look out to, or can you explain a little bit about the movements that were made?
Yeah, we're focused on sustainable success. So, not just being in and out of the success, but consistently winning and going to the postseason and building a really strong organization through all of the layers. So through our farm system. And this year we have a lot of players that we're excited for the fans to meet next week. So they've been getting started at spring training up in Jupiter. And, I think we have some players that people are going to be really excited about and that we're going to see, grow and achieve great things in front of us. Okay.
And I saw something on social media recently that it was that you guys put a call out for like college players or old baseball players or something like that to like practice against the Marlins. Was it like that was up in Strip? It was like something that only the Marlins is doing. It was like something new that was going on.
A lot of teams actually do it. And so just as an example, like we would have like a bullpen catcher or extra players to help us up in Jupiter. So usually they are, kind of coaching but supporting our players because we do have baseball going on all year round in Jupiter. So is that support staff to help our players get better? And to support them, and it takes a lot of people to fill out a baseball roster.
Correct, but it was like I don't know why it went viral on social media. Then I guess people were like, you guys were creating a roster, and they were even getting paid for that too. And it wasn't like anything voluntary.
I missed that one. I've had batting practice over there and hit the ball. I totally missed that.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
you get a special email for you, Andy.
Yeah, you're not getting that email. A lot of us aren't getting those emails. It's like top notch, But I saw there was like a big conversation about it online. I think I thought that was very neat, to like incorporate the community like that and reach out to like local guys and stuff. I thought that was very nice, You guys do a lot of community work. I want us to I love the fan fest that you do with the Hispanic Heritage Month. It's probably like my favorite one. You have that going on, and you guys do there. Yeah. I wanted to, and you also do a lot of the toy drives at the end of the season too.
Yes.
How important is it being part of the Miami community, and what does that mean to you guys?
Yeah, being part of the community is so important to us, and it's such a privilege to be the community's team. We take that very seriously, and we're always opening up our doors for the community, whether it's the ACS Cancer Walk or Miami-Dade College graduation. We really love to bring the community into what we're doing and make Lone Depot Park the home for the community. And throughout the year, you'll see us do food drives, toy distributions. We run a youth baseball academy in Babcock Park in Hialeah. And we also support many of the T-balls and little leagues around town. So we're always trying to do as much as we can to interact with the community, but also to make the community a better place. Yeah, and I'm sure when those little kids, they see you guys come around and they go to a game, it's like, that's the memories you take forever. Yeah, and we love to watch the kids coming through and, them in their Marlins gear. That makes us so happy. It does, yeah. Because, for us, maybe at this age, we kind of see it like another thing to hang out, but those kids remember that forever. Yeah. When they go to those games. It's an escape from the office for a lot of us. Yeah. Yes, it is. It is. And it's great family time. We try to make it a really family-friendly experience, both from the activities but also to the prices. We want families to feel welcome in Lone Depot Park, and we want them to have that special time where you sit together and you enjoy the game together. It's not that many things where you're not in front of a TV or a video game, and so we think it's a special opportunity for families to bond. Correct. And one of the questions that we had someone send in was, in a predominantly male-oriented field, how is it that you navigate that, or how comfortable do you feel in this position? Obviously, you feel comfortable, but are there any challenges that sometimes arise that you may want to talk about a little bit? Yeah, I think I'm really fortunate at the Marlins. We have a very diverse front office, and so we value different perspectives and different people, and so we really have a lot of diversity in our floor. So I've never really felt like different. But we have a lot of different opinions and perspectives, which we think makes us create a better product, but also create something that matches our community and that our community wants to come and enjoy with us. So we really want people from all different backgrounds.
Yeah, that's a good point, because Miami is very diverse.
Yes.
So you match the community 100%.
And it's all about who leads your organization, right? Are they promoting that diversity? Or it doesn't matter, man or woman, what's the job you're doing, right?
Yeah, and for us, I think both on the business side and the baseball side, there are a lot of women, a lot of people of all different backgrounds. So we really do value that collective and, the benefits that you get from having a lot of people with different backgrounds.
Yeah. So we all know that Freedom Park is coming soon, right? Do you think that's going to help the area out? And both Marlins Park, are you guys planning on doing anything together in conjunction with Inter Miami, or do we see any collaborations with that? And Freedom Park, or? Yeah,
we have great relationships with all of the sports teams. We do some of our best work together when we're giving back to our community. You'll see a lot of that, but also a lot of networking between our employees who are doing very similar things. But we think that people loving sports is great for the whole sports ecosystem. In that when our teams do well, people get really excited about sports, and they kind of roll from one.
We're a town that loves to bank that winner, right?
That's it, man. It's a fair weather. And it's. Honestly, it's not something to be proud of, because you go to these places like Green Bay, and they're hardcore fans. And here it's like, if you're winning, we're there. And if you're not, sorry, So it's tough, man. Look at the Dolphins. The Dolphins, they did the same thing last year. The year before they gave us a great year, and then last year it wasn't that as good. And they just tear them apart on social media. And social media has given an outlet for fans to be able to speak freely. And sometimes that's not maybe good for everybody. So I think it puts even more pressure on sports teams, because now you're getting direct feedback from the community.
Well, how is you have 81 home games. You have the Dolphins, the Marlins. MLS is now here. It has its games during baseball season.
Yeah, F1.
There was a period of time. F1 is here in May. We are a sports town.
Yeah. Yes.
And some of these tickets are very expensive. So how do you compete for that same sports customer?
We try to create a great experience that brings people back, and we try to be family friendly in our pricing. Make it a place where a family can come out and they can enjoy a Marlins game multiple times. You said we have 81 home games, so we do have home games very often. We make each one unique and different, an event in itself, whether it's the in-game entertainment or the theme of it. We have Flanagan's Day, we have Barbie Day, all different types of things that people can engage in, so that it's a little different every time they come.
All right.
Hey, did I hear a Day in Miami Day?
A Day in Miami Day?
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. Well, we're going to be doing live podcasting from there. I got to figure out and do a site visit, but I'm down to do that,
We'll have that'd a nice view of River Landing.
Yeah, that'd be super nice. The Cleveland
I wish
pool.
the roof opened the other way. But, from our residence upstairs, our pool deck, if you have the roof open, we can hear the games.
Really?
Yeah.
Beautiful view from upstairs.
So one of my favorite things from when the park first opened years ago was the Clevelander pool.
Oh.
I thought that was badass, And also, I personally liked the home run celebration artwork that they had. I know you put it out in the front back.
Yes.
What was the decision process in taking that out and kind of making those decisions that were I think some people liked them. Other people said it was an eyesore. I thought it was really nice.
We wanted to create more space for our fans to communally come together. So in the outfield, we have a party deck that our fans use, so large groups can get together.
Which is a great view. It's a great view there. Super nice.
It's actually one of the best places to catch a home run in the park. And then similar, in our left field area, which will be called the Bullpen Bar and Grill this year, we wanted to create something that reflected how fans wanted to watch the game today. And for us, that was a sports lounge, and we found a lot of popularity with it.
So there's no pool?
There's no pool.
So did you guys ever see any crazy stuff happen at the pools?
I did not.
Because it would get crazy in there,
on game day, when you go on game day, I'll bring you a kiddie pool.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and we'll put maybe an ice bath in it. You can do the Day in Miami Marlins Ice Challenge right there.
We could do something like that. Yeah, those were, I was a lot younger at that time, but those were fun times. And you guys have a new entertainment zone?
We do. We're about to build Miami Live, which will be right outside the ballpark in partnership with the Cordish companies, creating more bar, restaurant activities for people to go to before and after the game.
Oh, but it's not going to be on game days. It's not
No,
gonna
it'll be every day.
Oh,
so,
wow,
yeah,
amazing.
365 days
We're
a
going to
year.
have to step up our game here at River Landing
Yeah.
with that going on
So go back to that
in
a little
Little
bit. So
Havana.
how did that plan come about? And give me a little bit of a feedback there.
Yeah, so we've been looking at enhancing the fan experience ever since we've got here, and so working closely with our partners at the Cordish companies, but also with Miami-Dade County, really wanting to bring something that creates a more robust experience that people can go to when it's not a game day, when we have concerts or other events as well, but bring something to the community, bring jobs to the community, and just enhance that fan experience. So a lot of people, they want to come to the game, but they want to come early or they want to stay late, and this gives them that option.
Yeah, that area is super nice to even walk around.
It's great.
It's a nice area to walk around.
Yeah.
Do you guys rent that out, or you guys rent that out for like a private event or events, community events that we can do something
Yeah,
with?
we do a lot of events. So very soon we'll be hosting Miami-Dade College's graduation. So they do 3 sessions there. They have so many graduates.
Amazing.
And we do it for private dinners, conferences. So we like to keep the ballpark active every day.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
That's super good. Super good to know. It's good information. So somebody submitted a question. What is the effects that the Marlins Park, what is the effect that River Landing Shops has had on Marlins Park?
It's been extremely positive. So I would say our staff is over here every day eating lunch, eating dinner. All of our staff celebration cakes come from Publix downstairs. But also we have a capsule here. So we bring our Marlins products to the shoppers of River Landing so that, they have a great client base here, and we want them to be able to have Marlins products also.
So from our standpoint, game days, you'll see a lot of folks here wearing jerseys. They come here, they eat before the game, they'll walk over. Or
Yeah.
the
trolley stops right in front.
The trolley stops in front there for the World Baseball Championships. There were buses that bus people
off-site
over,
parking was
and
here.
this became off-site parking. World Baseball Championships, we saw a big increase in our customers here.
For World Baseball, I went to, I think it was I forgot if it was Venezuelan or Dominican or Puerto Rican game. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I saw everyone there, and it was amazing. I've never in my life seen a stadium that packed.
Well, it's
ever.
coming back next March.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so have World Baseball Classic again.
We hope River Landing is going to be part of that.
What do you have the schedule for that, or for World Baseball Classic, or what teams are coming down? Is it the same set of teams, right?
They're similar teams. So we'll have the Dominican Republic, we'll have Venezuela, and so we'll have a little bit of a mixture this year. But we have 15 games again, and we have the semifinals and the finals, which we're really excited about.
Amazing.
Yeah.
If you want a day at Miami-Dade on the finals, then
yes.
let me know.
Definitely.
Every day's a day in Miami.
It was. I got to give it up to you guys. That was one of the best experiences I've ever had.
It's great to hear.
At a stadium.
That's great to hear.
And you guys did a very good job.
Thank you.
The vibe in there, everything was organized. It wasn't like the Dolphins when the Colombia played. Colombia played Argentina? That it was crazy. People were going over the fences and stuff.
It wasn't crazy like that, but inside the stadium, it was rocking.
Yes,
How do you
It
get
was
that?
great.
How do you get our community to do that at Marlins games, right? Because they were there to support their country, but they came from within our community.
Mm-hmm. I think you give them a great experience during things like the World Baseball Classic, and you give them reasons to come back for Marlins games. So we have our heritage celebrations on Saturday nights where we bring back those country celebrations. Bring your flags, bring your instruments. We want to have a party and celebrate your heritage. So that's been really popular for us. But I think we want to have a great rocking time, like you said, and have people want to come back all the time.
But I'll tell you strategically, having the Baseball Classic now in March, and then the Heritage Month after, and it coinciding with the opening of the season, if you can build on that momentum and this team starts hitting hard from the beginning, that place will stay like that, because people.
Are you saying wins cure all problems?
Wins cures everything. Even when I play 3-on-3 basketball at my corner park at my house, I have a buddies that I play pickleball with, and if I lose in that morning at 2 or 3 games, you're kind of upset.
Well, losses are the only things you remember in sports.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough, but it's not easy to win. It's a competitive field and it's a competitive league. It's not. And I think we're on the right path though. We've made some changes. We have good leadership. The coach, I think, was one of the biggest things. We have some backup with Sandy coming in. So I think we're in a good position. Listen, the beauty of sports, everyone starts 0-0. That's the beauty of sports, and we're right there right now. So we have a good chance,
The bunch of business leaders we've had on have all critiqued transportation. So what's transportation like to get to a Marlins game with our ever-increasing population, and what's the best way to get here?
We have a lot of options to get to Marlins games. We try to think ahead of where everybody's coming from and what traffic or public transit would look like that day. So rideshare is really popular to get to the park. So we've got ample rideshare lots, and we also work with the Miami-Dade County and the transportation to get people from downtown garages to Marlins games. Yeah, so we have some shuttle service there, but also the Bright Line's been really a success for us. Yep. So we have our home runner trains, which are timed with our games, and we have a shuttle that goes back and forth from our stadium to the Bright Line station.
That's amazing. I mean, I've always get up right here at the 836
right in Park right away, right?
You guys do a good job on letting cars enter smoothly.
Thank you.
You guys do a great job at that. So usually 10-15 minutes you're in there.
The only thing
we have 1,900 car parks over here. Might as well do self-promotion, right? We have 1,900 car parks over here and a place to eat before the game.
You do.
And a nice walk over the bridge.
Yeah. It is nice.
It is a nice walk.
It's beautiful.
I mean, it's a beautiful view. I mean, you have the
best
view of Marlins Park.
This is a great view of the park.
View of Marlins Park. All right, so would you mind sharing us one thing that Marlins fans probably wouldn't know about the Miami Marlins? Is there any fun fact, anything you can share with us that the fans maybe don't know about?
I think what I like to share is how hard we're out there working in the community every single day. We run all of the youth baseball programming at Babcock Park in Hialeah, so we've effectively brought recreation baseball back to Hialeah, working closely with Mayor Bovo there. And so children from around that community can sign up and have baseball all the time.
That's good. That's good. Give us your top 3 restaurants. It could be in the city or within Lone Depot Park.
Okay, I'm going to go with my first one here at River Landing Shops, and that's Hialeah. Great Italian restaurant downstairs. Had a team dinner there a few weeks ago, and it was great. Beautiful view, great food. Other one, it is at Lone Depot Park, but it's an outpost, so Islas de Canarias.
Oof, phenomenal. That's a good one. They have the best croquetas, best ham croquetas, and they just opened a nice new spot in Dayland Mall. Shout out to Jonathan.
Oh, good to know.
There. Very good people.
And then round it out with where I had lunch yesterday, which is Versailles. Classic.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, that's a classic Cuban spot.
See, Caroline's heavy into our Cuban traditions here in Miami.
I love it.
You speak Spanish or no?
Poquito
español? I like it.
Okay, I have a final question. For the young ladies, could be in high school or college, that like sports, and they want to know, is there a place in the business side of the sports world for me? What's your advice? How do you get there?
Yeah, first I'll say absolutely. There's a spot for them. And, I think you get there like you get anywhere else. You work really hard, speak up for yourself, and really grab any opportunity that's there. We have a lot of kids that work in our ballpark during games that are in high school. And, they come back on their summers when they're in college. They eventually get into our internship program, and then they join us as full-time employees. So I think getting in there, getting your foot in the door, getting people to know who you are, and learning as you go along, I think is a great path for anyone. But absolutely, there's lots of room for women in sports.
Yeah, hanging out here with you, I've seen you a couple times before. You're always very professional, very prepared. You seem very nice, nice and humble person. I can only imagine if that's the same attitude she has as the president of operations, or is she as nice as she seems, or can she crack the whip when she needs to?
Well, we're in a service industry, right? So we're always there to serve our fans, serve our players. So that's really how we get a lot of joy of creating great experiences for other people.
That's excellent. And my last question: a message to the Marlins fan base. What do you got?
Marlins fan base, thank you for your support. We appreciate it. Come out and support our players. Opening day is March 27th against the Pittsburgh Pirates. We're going to have our Cy Young winner, Sandy Alcantara, going against Rookie of the Year, Paul Skeens. So it'll be an epic matchup Thursday, March 27th at 4:10 p.m.
All right, and we will be podcasting live. All right, you heard it here. Caroline?
Thank you. Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
And thank you for your support at River Landing.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.